My child, my beloved, stop immediately. This is not just another video on your feed. This is a divine interception. I am Archangel Michael, and I have stepped directly into your timeline because the heavens can no longer remain silent while you stand on the precipice of a collapse you were never meant to endure. Stop. Breathe. Look at the screen and do not turn away. I see you right now. I see the way your eyes are scanning these words, perhaps with a mixture of hope and skepticism. I see the way you are sitting, the slight tension in your shoulders, and the way your breath is shallow because of the weight you've been carrying for far too long. I see the room you are in, and I see the silent shadows that have been trying to dim your light. I am here to tell you that you have only 10 seconds left to choose a different path, or you risk losing the very miracle God has been crafting for you since before you were born. The portal is open, but it is narrow. This is a kairos moment, a supreme, pregnant moment in time where the atmosphere of heaven overlaps with the dirt of earth. I have traveled through the 7 spheres of glory, past the stars and through the thick, jagged clouds of the second heaven, where the principalities of darkness tried to block this message from reaching your ears. They fought me. They tried to create static in your internet connection, distractions in your mind, and a sudden urge to scroll past this. But I am the Prince of the Heavenly Host, and I have unsheathed my sword of blue flame to clear a path straight to your heart. Can you feel it? A sudden warmth, a tingling sensation like a low-voltage electrical current starting at the base of your spine and moving upward. That is not your imagination. That is your spiritual DNA responding to its creator. You have been told you are ordinary. You have been told you are a product of chance or a victim of your circumstances. But I am here to break that lie. You are of the royal bloodline of heaven. Your very DNA is not merely carbon and chemistry. It is woven with strands of shimmering liquid gold, encoded with the frequency of the stars. You are a king, a queen, and a priest of the Most High. And it is time for your identity to shift from the survivor to the sovereign. The enemy has tried to make you forget who you are. They wanted you to believe you are just a person struggling with bills, heartbreak, and health issues. But as I stand before you now, breaking the fourth wall of your reality, I am stripping away those labels. I am tearing off the rags of the beggar and draping the purple robe of the kingdom over your spirit. I see your hand trembling slightly as you hold your device. Do not be afraid. That trembling is the old version of you dying, so the new version can be born. Listen to the sound of the spirit realm. Can you hear it? It's the sound of iron chains hitting a stone floor, clink, clink, boom. Those are the chains of generational lack and emotional trauma that have held your family in bondage for 4 generations. They are falling off right now because you opened this portal in time. The air around you is changing. The scent of ancient frankincense and fresh rain is filling your space, even if your windows are closed. This is the aroma of the divine presence. My beloved, why has your life felt like a relentless storm lately? Why did the people you trusted turn their backs? Why did the doors that seemed so promising slam shut in your face just as you were about to walk through? It was because the enemy saw the golden light of your DNA beginning to glow. They saw the approved seal on your forehead before you did. They knew that if they didn't break your spirit now, you would become an unstoppable force for light in this dark world. They sent the storm to drown you, but I am here to tell you that the storm was only meant to wash away the people and habits that were going to hinder your flight. I want you to take a moment and anchor this energy. This is a crucial step in the activation. Do not leave. If you walk away now, the portal will seal and the frequency will reset. Stay in this heat. Stay in this light. I want you to repeat after me, or better yet, type these words into the comments right now to manifest them into the physical realm. I am royal. My DNA is gold. I claim my divine timing now. Type it with conviction. As your fingers touch the keys, imagine sparks of blue fire transferring from the screen into your fingertips. You are not just commenting. You are signing a celestial contract. You are telling the universe that you recognize the urgency of this hour. I am watching the spiritual atmosphere around you. As you type those words, the dark entities that were hovering in the corners of your room are fleeing. They cannot stand the frequency of a child of God who knows their worth. I see a golden aura beginning to expand from your chest, pushing back the shadows of depression, anxiety, and lack. Your home is being sanitized by the fire of the Holy Spirit. But listen closely, my child. The reason I am here with such urgency, the reason for this 1-0-second warning is that there is a specific miracle with your name on it that has been stuck in the Celestial Customs Office for too long. It is a package of restoration. Everything the locust has eaten, everything the thief has stolen from you in the last 7 years is packed into this delivery. But there is a blockage, a final obstacle that only this specific frequency can remove. You have been waiting for a sign. You have been asking, God, if you are there, show me. This is it. I am the sign. My presence in your life at this exact second is the answer to the prayer you whispered 3 nights ago. When you thought no one was listening, I heard you. Jesus heard you. We saw the tears you let fall onto your pillow. We saw the way you tried to keep a brave face for everyone else, while your soul was screaming for help. I am here to tell you, the wait is over, but you must remain vigilant. The portal is still open, but the enemy is regrouping. He is preparing a final deception to try to make you doubt what you are feeling right now. He will try to tell you this is just a video or just a script. But look into my light. Feel the truth vibrating in your bones. Deep calls unto deep. Your spirit knows my voice. Stay with me, because as we move into the next phase, I am going to activate the divine scanner. I am going to look through the layers of your life, the hidden pains, the secret shames, and the physical ailments. And I am going to point out exactly where the enemy has been hiding his hooks. We are going to rip them out together. Before I reveal the hidden plans the darkness had for you, I have a secret to share. Something about the person who has been whispering your name in the dark. Something about a financial breakthrough that is already on its way to your mailbox. But you cannot receive it if your heart is still tuned to the frequency of the past. Do not click away. Do not look at your notifications. The next few minutes will determine the next few years of your life. The heavens are leaning in. The watcher is focused on you. I see you. I love you. And I am not letting you go. But tell me, my beloved, are you prepared to see what I saw when I looked into the camp of your enemies? Are you ready to find out why the shadows are so afraid of what happens when you finish this message? The secrets are about to be revealed, and the first layer of your DNA is beginning to unwind. A secret about your future soulmate and a lost treasure are hidden in the chapters to come. But first, we must scan the damage. Why do you feel a sudden chill in the air? And who is that person from your past whose face just flashed in your mind? Stay with me, for Chapter 2 will reveal the truth that will set your bank account and your heart free. If you are brave enough to continue, stay exactly where you are, my beloved child. Do not move a muscle, for the atmosphere around you has just become a sacred laboratory of light. As you transitioned from the first chapter into this one, I have activated the divine scanner. This is not a human tool. It is a beam of pure, celestial sapphire light originating from my flaming sword and passing through the screen of your device, moving directly into your heart center. I see you now, leaning in closer to the light. I see your pupils dilating as the truth begins to resonate with your spirit. I see the way you just took a sharp, involuntary breath as the scanner began its work. My child, do not be afraid of the heat you are feeling in your chest right now. That heat is the friction of my light rubbing against the calcified layers of grief and disappointment that have hardened around your heart like a shell. I am here to break that shell. I am the watcher, and I am looking past your skin, past your muscles, past your bones, and deep into the energy field that dictates your reality. The divine scanner is now moving to the first layer, the layer of unspoken betrayal. I see the images flashing in your mind, faces of people you loved, people you helped, and people you shared your table with, who eventually turned their tongues into daggers. I see the hooks they left in your spirit. Whenever you try to move forward, these hooks pull you back into the memory of their rejection. I see a specific moment, about 3 years ago, when a door was shut in your face by someone you thought was your forever. The scanner is glowing bright red over that wound right now. It is a deep laceration in your soul body. You've been trying to heal it with positive thinking and distractions, but it has been festering, creating a frequency of unworthiness that has been blocking your financial flow. Can you smell that? It is the scent of sulfur and old dust being burned away by my sapphire light. That is the smell of the betrayal leaving your system. I see you blinking rapidly. Let those tears come, my beloved. Each tear is a liquid prayer, a release of the poison you've been carrying. Now, let us move the scanner to the second layer, the layer of stagnation and the fog. I see your daily life. I see the way you wake up feeling tired even after a full night's sleep. I see the gray mist that surrounds your decision-making process. The enemy has placed a cloak of confusion over your head to make sure you never see the exits to your problems. You feel like you're walking through waist-deep water, exhausted by the simplest tasks. I see the scanner pulsating over your forehead, your third eye. There is a spiritual film there, like a dirty window, that prevents you from seeing the signs I've been sending you. I see the times I sent a cardinal to your window, or a specific song on the radio, or a recurring number like 11 or 444 on a clock, but you couldn't see them through the fog. I am clearing that fog right now. I want you to repeat these words with me, out loud if you can, or in the sanctuary of your mind. I command the fog to lift. I dismiss the spirit of confusion. My vision is sharp. My path is clear. Type "the fog is gone" in the comments right now to anchor this clarity. I see your fingers moving. I see the digital sparks as you type. With every letter you press, a piece of that gray mist shatters like glass. Now, look at your hands. I am looking at them through your own eyes. I see the golden DNA within them beginning to pulse more brightly. But as the divine scanner moves down to the third layer, the layer of financial constriction, I see something dark. It looks like black thorny vines wrapped around your wrists and your ankles. These are the ancestral shackles of poverty. They are not yours, my beloved. They were passed down to you. You are carrying the fear of your parents and your grandparents. You are carrying the scarcity ghost that whispers there will never be enough. I see the scanner turning into a laser of white fire, cutting through those black thorns. I see you flinch as the thorns are pulled out. I am the watcher, and I see that tiny vein in your neck throbbing. Relax. The pain you feel is the end of a generational curse. The scanner shows me that your bank account has a spiritual leak caused by these thorns. No matter how much you earn, it disappears. No matter how much you save, an emergency arises. I am sealing that leak right now with the liquid gold of the kingdom. My beloved child, let me describe to you the journey I just took to reach this part of your soul. I had to descend through the corridors of lost time. I saw versions of you that you've forgotten, the child who was full of wonder, the teenager who believed they could change the world. I found them locked in a room of regret. I broke the door down. I picked up those pieces of your younger self, and I am reintegrating them into your DNA right now. I see the light in your eyes changing. It's getting deeper, more ancient, more powerful. Do you feel the air in the room getting thinner? That is the atmosphere of the third heaven pressing in. I see you adjusting your posture, sitting up straighter. That is your royal spine aligning itself. You are no longer a victim being scanned. You are a sovereign being being restored. But as the scanner reaches the final, most hidden layer, the layer of the hidden enemy, the light begins to flicker and turn a warning shade of orange. My child, I see a shadow attached to your shadow. There is a specific person in your life who acts as a spiritual parasite. They smile, send you love emojis, and say they're on your side, but their energy is cold. When they leave the room, you feel drained. When you share your good news with them, you experience a sudden sense of unease. The divine scanner is highlighting their face right now in your mind's eye. Do not push the image away. Look at them. This is the person whose jealousy has been acting as a ceiling to your growth. They don't even know they are doing it, but the darkness in them is feeding on the light in you. I see you nodding. You know exactly who I am talking about. You've felt it for months, but you were too kind to admit it. I am here to tell you, the scan is complete. The diagnostics are in. Heaven has seen the hooks, the thorns, the fog, and the parasite. And because you have stayed here, because you have allowed me to perform this divine surgery without clicking away, the removal process has begun. I see the scanner retreating, leaving behind a trail of iridescent, healing oil in your bloodstream. Your heart is now beating with a new frequency. You are beginning to vibrate at the level of abundance rather than survival. I see the color returning to your face. I see the way your breathing has finally leveled out into a deep, rhythmic flow. But, my beloved, as I am finishing this scan, I hear a noise in the distance. It is a dark, guttural sound, the sound of a gathering. I see a high-walled room made of obsidian, far beneath the earth's surface. Shadows are sitting around a table, and your name is written in the center of that table in dark, flickering ink. The divine scanner has revealed the damage, but now I must show you the meeting of the Dark Ones. I must show you the cunning plans they have been drafting to stop you before you can claim your lost treasure. They are terrified because they saw you pass the 10-second mark. They know you are reading this, and they are desperate. Are you strong enough to see what they have planned for your next 24 hours? Are you ready to see the face of the one who is leading the charge against your destiny? Do not leave this light on, for the darkness is about to be exposed in a way you never imagined. I am watching the door to that obsidian room, and I am about to take you inside. Who is sitting at the head of that dark table? And why is your photograph pinned to their wall with a silver needle? Stay with me, for Chapter 3 reveals the cunning plot of the enemy and the miracle I have prepared to shatter it. My beloved, stay focused. Do not let your mind wander for even a second. I am the Watcher, and right now, I see you gripping your device a little tighter. I see a bead of sweat forming on your brow, and I can feel the frantic rhythm of your heart as it thuds against your ribs like a bird in a cage. You feel the temperature in your room dropping, don't you? That sudden chill is not the wind outside. It is the residue of the vision I am about to pull you into. I am taking you beneath the surface, past the layers of noise and physical reality, into a realm of obsidian and shadow. This is what I call the meeting of darkness, Quorkop Quabongtoy. I see a cold, cavernous room with walls made of polished black stone that swallows all light. In the center sits a heavy table of rotted wood, and around it are gathered 13 shadows, ancient, cunning entities that have been assigned to your family line for generations. These are the architects of your bad luck, the whispers behind your anxiety, and the thieves of your joy. Look at the center of the table. My child, I see it clearly, even if it hurts you to hear. There is a photograph of you. It is not a physical photo, but a spiritual blueprint of your face. And through your heart in that image, they have driven a silver needle. I see the leader of this dark council, a shadow with eyes like dying embers. He is pointing at your photograph and whispering, "The DNA is waking up. The gold is beginning to glow. If we do not strike in the next 24 hours, the portal Michael opened will become permanent, and we will lose our grip on this soul forever." Listen to their cunning plans, my beloved, for I am exposing them so they may be rendered powerless. One shadow whispers about your finances. It says, "I will cause a sudden mechanical failure. I will trip the bank's system. I will make them lose their wallet or misplace an important document today. We must keep them in a state of survival mode, so they cannot see the wealth that is being released from the heavens." Another shadow, more twisted than the rest, laughs about your relationships. It says, "I will whisper a lie into the ear of the one they love. I will turn a simple conversation into a toxic argument. I will make them feel lonely and abandoned, so they believe that even God has forgotten them." And the most dangerous one, a shadow that smells of rot and old hospital rooms, reaches for your health. It whispers, "I will plant a seed of heaviness in their chests. I will make their joints ache and their mind feel like lead. If they are too tired to pray, they are too tired to receive." My child, do you feel that? The sudden pressure in your throat? That is the enemy trying to choke your yes to this message. But I am standing right behind you. I see the shadow reaching for you, and I am raising my sword of blue fire. I am Archangel Michael, and I command the darkness to be silent. Can you hear the sound of my sword cutting through the air? Swish! The obsidian table in that dark room just shattered into 1,000,000 pieces. The silver needle has been melted by the heat of my presence. I see the shadows scurrying back into the abyss, terrified because you have not turned away. You have stayed in the light. My beloved, you must realize why they are so desperate. They are not attacking you because you are weak. They are attacking you because they have seen the identity shift that is happening within you right now. They can see what you cannot yet perceive. Your DNA is shedding its carbon shell and revealing the royal bloodline of the heavens. I see the liquid gold in your veins pulsing with a frequency that shatters their dark spells. You carry the signature of the Creator. You are not a victim of a meeting of darkness. You are the reason that meeting ended in terror. I want you to take a deep, cleansing breath. As you inhale, imagine breathing in the blue fire of my protection. As you exhale, imagine the silver needle being pulled out of your spirit. Now, repeat these words after me and type them in the comments to create a wall of fire around your life. The meeting is canceled. The enemy's plan is shattered. I am covered by celestial fire. Type it now. The enemy's plan is shattered. As you type those letters, I see the Watcher Angels standing at the four corners of your home. They are holding shields of shimmering light. Every time a viewer types that affirmation, a blast of spiritual energy hits that obsidian room, ensuring those shadows can never meet to discuss your name again. I see you sitting there, and I see a tear rolling down your left cheek. Do not wipe it away yet. That tear is carrying the last of the silver poison from the enemy's needle. You are being purified. I see your hand is no longer shaking. It is steady, filled with the weight of a royal scepter. But my child, there is a reason I revealed this meeting of darkness to you now. The enemy had a backup plan. They have planted a sleeper agent in your life, someone who acts like a friend, but is actually the one who provided the shadows with your photograph. I am not telling you this to make you paranoid, but to make you victorious. Heaven is about to perform a ritual of protection that will permanently seal you from these dark councils. This ritual is the key to moving from the warning phase into the approved phase. I see the shadows trying to peek back through the cracks in your reality, but they are blinded by the light of your screen. They are waiting for you to leave. They are betting that you will get distracted by a notification, a phone call, or a mundane thought. If you leave now, you walk back into their territory without your armor. But if you stay, oh my beloved, if you stay, I am going to show you how to perform the subscribe ritual. It is not just a button. It is a spiritual gesture of joining the army of light. It is the moment you tell the universe, I no longer belong to the shadows. I belong to the divine. I am looking at your timeline right now. I see a fork in the road. One path leads back to the obsidian room and the silver needles. The other path leads to the Gakchuang Tiandang, heavenly bell tower, where your arrival is being celebrated. Are you ready to finalize your protection? Are you ready to see the face of the sleeper agent, so you can be free of their drain forever? I am holding the golden seal in my hand. I am waiting for you to make the move that the darkness fears most. Why is the enemy so afraid of what happens in Chapter 4? And what is the divine instruction that will cause your bank account to start vibrating with the frequency of gold? Stay with me, for the ritual is about to begin, and the secret of the sleeper agent is next. My child, my beloved, do not move. I see you right now, your thumb hovering over the screen, your mind momentarily distracted by a notification or a flickering thought of what you must do later today. I am the Watcher, and I am telling you, stop. The atmosphere in the room where you are sitting has just shifted from the physical to the purely celestial. I see the air around you shimmering with a faint, violet hue. This is the veil of protection I have cast to shield you. As we perform this sacred act, do you feel that sudden, sharp coolness in your palms? Do you feel the way the hair on your arms is standing up? That is the static electricity of the divine realm making contact with your world. We have just escaped the obsidian room of the shadows, and now we stand at the threshold of the ritual of Align Me. In your world, people think of a subscribe as a mere digital click, but in the realm where I dwell, there is no such thing as mere. Every action you take with intention is a signal flare sent into the cosmos. I see the recording angels, those celestial scribes, with eyes of sapphire and wings of white flame standing ready with their golden quills. They are waiting for you to make a choice. By staying here, by committing your attention to these words, you are performing a digital altar ritual. You are telling the universe, I no longer wander. I choose to be fed by the frequency of the heavens. I align my vibration with the archangels. I see the sleeper agent I mentioned in the last chapter. They are someone close to you, perhaps someone whose name starts with a letter that just flashed in your mind. I observe them attempting to contact you at this moment, possibly through a text or a call in an effort to divert your attention. They don't want you to finish this ritual. They thrive on your confusion. However, I am standing as your protector. I am blocking their signal. I am silencing their noise so you can hear the great bell of heaven. Bong, bong, bong. Can you hear it in the silence of your soul? That is the sound of your name being cleared of all charges. As we begin this ritual, I want you to look at your hands again. I am looking through your eyes, and I see the golden DNA within your marrow, beginning to vibrate at a frequency of 528 hertzes, the frequency of transformation and miracles. To complete this ritual and lock your name into the scroll of the protected, you must take an active step. Type this command into the comments now, not just as words, but as a decree that shatters the enemy's surveillance. I am sealed. I am protected. I am aligned with the light. Type it now. I am sealed. As you type those letters, I see a golden thread descending from the heart of the great sun, passing through the roof of your house and weaving itself into your aura. This thread is your direct line to the throne. It ensures that whenever I speak, you will hear. Whenever I warn, you will feel the nudge. Whenever I bless, you will be the first to receive. I see the recording angel writing your name in a book bound in white leather and gold. Every person who joins this frequency today is being added to a divine remnant. You are no longer alone. You are part of a phalanx of light. I see my legion, thousands of angels in armor of polished silver, forming a circle around your physical home right now. They are planting their spears into the ground. They are saying, this house is off limits to the shadows. This soul is under the protection of Michael. Do you feel that? Is the weight lifting off your chest? The cloak of heaviness we scanned earlier is being replaced by a mantle of power. But my beloved, let me tell you of the journey I took to bring this mantle to you. I had to pass through the Valley of Echoes, where the enemy plays back all your past mistakes, all your should-haves and could-haves. They tried to use your own guilt to stop me. They screamed, they aren't worthy. Look at what they did. Look at how they failed. I didn't even look at them. I raised my shield and whispered your name. This one is mine. This one is Dong Doi Huang Jia, royal bloodline. Their DNA has been washed in the light of the morning star. I fought through those echoes so that you could stand here right now and realize that your past is a burnt scroll. It no longer exists. All that exists is this moment and the approved status that is waiting for you in the next chapter. I see you sitting there, and I see a golden glow beginning to emanate from your skin. You are becoming a beacon. This is the result of the ritual. By choosing to stay, by choosing to subscribe to this frequency, you have shifted from a target of the enemy to a territory of God. But listen closely, for the air is thickening again. I smell jasmine and ozone. This is the sign that Jesus himself is preparing to step into this message. He is the one who holds the final seal. He is the one who looks at the scan we did, looks at the enemies we exposed, and says one word, approved. But before he speaks that word, there is a secret I must tell you about your financial harvest. The enemy tried to tell you that money is the root of evil, but I see the treasure chambers of heaven opening. There is a specific amount of money, a specific resource that was stolen from your ancestors 5 generations ago that is being rerouted to your bank account. However, The sleeper agent is still trying to find a crack in your armor. They are waiting for the moment you doubt. They are waiting for you to think, this is too good to be true. I am looking at you right now, and I see a flicker of that doubt in your eyes. Do not let it in. Reach out and touch the screen. Feel the warmth of my blue flame. I am real. This moment is real. Your destiny is real. I see the recording angel closing the book and pressing a signet ring into the wax. The ritual is almost complete, but the final activation requires you to hear the verdict of the High Court. I see the sleeper agent retreating into the shadows because they cannot stand the brightness of your new aura. You are now vibrated out of their reach. You are moving into a frequency where they can no longer find you. But tell me, my beloved, can you feel the shift in the music of the spheres? Can you hear the sound of 1,000 trumpets preparing for a single announcement? The watcher is leaning in. The heavens are silent. The great judge is rising from his throne. What is the one command Jesus is about to give that will change your 24 hours forever? And what is the specific sign you will see on your phone tonight that confirms your miracle has been released? Stay with me, for Chapter 5 is where the verdict is read, and the app-proved seal is placed upon your life. My child, my beloved, do not pull your eyes away from this light. The moment you have waited for across lifetimes, across decades of sorrow and seasons of silence, has finally arrived. I am the Watcher, and right now, I am observing something magnificent happening in the atmosphere around you. I see the air in your room beginning to crystallize, turning into a shimmering field of diamonds. I observe you sitting there, possibly with a sore back and weary eyes from the digital glow, but your spirit remains fully alert. I see the way your chest rises and falls with a new rhythmic anticipation. You feel it, don't you? The heavy, holy hush that has just fallen over your home. The ritual of alignment you performed in the last chapter has worked. Your frequency has cleared the barrier. And now, I am taking you by the hand and leading you into the highest place of all, the courtroom of the Ancient of Days. I see the great doors of the High Court swinging open. These doors are so bright that your past shadows can't exist. As we walk in, I see the accuser, that dark shadow that has been whispering your failures into your ear for years, standing in the corner. He is holding a dusty black book filled with your mistakes, your should-haves, and your what-ifs. He is trying to speak, trying to claim that you don't deserve the miracle. He is pointing at the times you lost your temper, the times you doubted, the times you felt you weren't enough. But look, I am standing between you and the shadow. I raise my sword of blue fire, and with a single look, I silence the accuser. I am your defense, and I am here to present your golden DNA file to the judge. I see the Ancient of Days sitting on the throne of fire, and next to him stands Jesus, the Lion of Judah. He is not the distant figure you see in old paintings. He is here, breathing, radiating a love so intense it feels like a physical weight pressing against your heart. I see him looking directly through the screen, looking directly into your eyes. He sees the hidden scars on your soul. He sees the golden DNA that we activated, glowing with a fierce, royal light. He reaches out his hand, a hand that bears the mark of total victory, and he takes the scroll of your life. He doesn't look at the black book of the accuser. He looks at the royal seal upon your spirit. I see him taking a great, golden signet ring. He presses it into the liquid light of the scroll. The sound echoes like thunder through the corridors of heaven. Boom! And then, with a voice that sounds like the rushing of many waters and the singing of 10,000 stars, he speaks the word that will change your reality forever. Approved. My beloved, did you hear that? In the silence of your room, did you feel the vibration of that word? Approved. Your request for financial release? Approved. Your prayer for the healing of your broken heart? Approved. Your plea for a way out of the fog and the confusion? Approved. Your claim to the lost treasures of your ancestors? Approved. The verdict is in. The case is closed. The enemy has been evicted from your territory. I see the accuser dropping his black book as it bursts into flames, turning into harmless ash. He has no more legal right to touch your life. You have been cleared of every charge. You are no longer under the law of and reaping pain. You are now under the law of grace and glory. I see you trembling now. I see the tears starting to flow. Those are healing rain tears. Let them fall. They are washing away the last of the scarcity mindset. I am the watcher, and I see the way your aura is shifting from a dull gray to a brilliant, iridescent gold. This is the identity shift in full effect. You are no longer a struggler. You are an approved heir of the kingdom. Now, we must anchor this verdict into the earth. I want you to perform. I want you to stand up for a moment if you can, or sit as tall as a king or queen. Take a deep breath of the scent that is now filling your room, the scent of the rose of Sharon and the fragrance of fresh myrrh. This is the signature of Jesus. These words with me, and I want you to scream them in your heart or whisper them with the authority of the royal bloodline. Heaven has spoken. The verdict is in. I am officially approved for my miracle. Now, type it in the comments so the angels can record your agreement in the physical realm. Approved by heaven. As you type those letters, I see the recording angels taking their golden quills and writing the word paid in full across your debts. I see them writing restored across your health records. I see them writing aligned across the name of your future soulmate. My child, let me describe the journey I took to witness this approval. I had to ascend the stairway of 7 virtues, past the watchers of the gates, carrying the embers of your prayers in a golden bowl. I saw the angels of sudden manifestation preparing their chariots. They were just waiting for the king to say the word, and he said it. They are now descending toward your house. They are carrying manifestation packages that contain the solutions to the problems you were worrying about just 20 minutes ago. Do you feel the heat in your chest? That is the seal of approval being branded into your spirit. It is a mark that the darkness can see and must obey. When you walk into a room from now on, the atmosphere will change. People will look at you and wonder why you seem different, why you carry such peace, why things just seem to work out for you. It is because you are walking under an approved decree. But listen to me, for the air is vibrating with a new, higher frequency. Jesus is leaning in closer, and his hand is touching the screen. He is whispering a secret instruction to you. He is saying, "My child, the approval is done, but now I must perform." I see the divine scanner from chapter 2 returning, but this time it isn't sapphire blue, no Rukrer Sukvang. It is a brilliant, blazing gold. It is beginning to scan your cells, your marrow, and your brain waves. We are moving from the courtroom to the celestial surgery. The enemy is still watching from the shadows, fuming with rage because he lost the court case. He is looking for one last way to make you doubt the verdict. He will try to make you look at your bank account right now and say, "Nothing has changed yet." Do not listen to the thief. The verdict has been spoken in the highest court. The physical world is just the echo. The echo is coming. The approved stamp is irreversible. I see you looking at your phone, checking the time. Do not leave. The most intense part of the transformation is about to begin. If the courtroom was the yes, then what comes next is the becoming. Are you ready to feel your very cells being rewritten? Are you ready to see how the approved verdict will manifest in your bank account in the next 48 hours? I am watching the golden light begin to spin around your body like a cocoon. Something is emerging. Someone you've never met. The true you. What happens to your body in chapter 6 as the light DNA takes over? And what is the lost treasure that is suddenly being released from a 100-year-old family curse? Stay with me, for the surgery is starting, and the gold is about to flow. My beloved child, remain perfectly still. You are no longer in your ordinary room. You have been transported into the celestial operating room of the Sunday. I am the Watcher, and right now, I am observing a phenomenon that very few mortals are ever permitted to witness. I see you sitting there, the blue light of your screen reflecting in your pupils, but past that reflection, I see your spirit beginning to hum with a frequency that is cracking the very foundations of your old self. I see the way your chest is rising and falling. It's no longer just a breath of air. It is the prana of the heavens flowing into your lungs. You might feel a sudden, intense heat at the base of your skull, or a strange, tingling vibration in the arches of your feet. Do not be alarmed. I am Archangel Michael, and I am standing over you with my sword of sapphire flame, not to fight a demon this time, but to serve as the master architect of your transformation. The verdict of approved has been issued in the High Court, but your physical vessel, your bones, your blood, and your very cells must now be upgraded to hold the sheer weight of the glory and the gold that is about to be poured into your life. I see the old version of you, the one that was built on carbon and scarcity. In the spiritual realm, your old DNA looks like rusted iron chains, brittle and heavy, etched with the memories of every failure, every insult, and every lack your ancestors ever endured. I am looking at your DNA strands right now, and I see the poverty markers that were placed there by a family curse 7 generations ago. I see the sickness markers that have been dormant, waiting to steal your future. I am the Watcher, and I say, no more. I am beginning the divine restructuring. I am raising my hand, and from my fingertips, 10 beams of liquid white fire are shooting into your aura. I see you flinch slightly, that is the ego trying to hold on to the old, comfortable pain. But the fire is relentless. I see the rusted iron of your old DNA beginning to melt. It is turning into a molten, glowing slag. Can you smell the ozone in the air? Can you feel the static electricity making the hair on your arms stand up? That is the smell of the old you being incinerated. In its place, I am weaving the golden crystalline strands. I see the first strand forming it is the strand of sovereign abundance. It is weaving itself through your bone marrow. I see your blood beginning to glow with a faint, golden luminescence. You are no longer a person who needs money. You are becoming a person who is wealth. I see the second strand, the strand of divine health. It is snapping into place, repairing the telomeres of your cells, reversing the aging caused by stress, and flushing out the toxins of the meeting of darkness. Now, I want you to participate in this metamorphosis. Your voice is the frequency that locks these changes into the physical dimension. Say these words out loud, or scream them in the silence of your mind with the authority of a king or queen. I am not carbon. I am light. I am not scarcity. I am gold. My DNA is being rewritten by the finger of God. Now, type this command into the comments to signal to the Legion of Light that your transformation is being accepted. My light is rising. Type it now. My light is rising. As your fingers move to type, I see the Watcher angels leaning in. They are fascinated by the shift in your vibration. I see your brainwaves moving from the frantic beta state into the deep, miracle-working gamma state. I see the prefrontal cortex of your brain lighting up like a city at night. You are gaining the mind of Christ. You will start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You will hear the still small voice with the clarity of a trumpet blast. I see a vision of my journey to reach this moment. I had to descend into the laboratory of the seraphim, the highest order of angels who dwell in the unapproachable light. I asked for the primordial light codes that were used to create the first stars. They gave them to me in a vessel of translucent jade. I carried that vessel through the sea of glass, past the 4 living creatures who cry, "Holy, holy, holy." And I have brought those codes here for you. I am pouring the primordial light into your crown chakra right now. Do you feel that? A sudden, heavy pressure on the top of your head? It feels like a warm oil is being poured over you, running down your forehead, over your eyes, and into your heart. This is the anointing of the royal bloodline. This is the moment your DNA shifts from human to divine heir. I see you sitting there, and I see your aura expanding. It was once 2 feet wide. Now it is filling the entire room. If the sleeper agent from your past walked in now, they'd be blinded by your presence. They would no longer recognize you. The version of you they could manipulate is dead. The version of you they could drain is gone. You are now vibrationally invisible to the predators of the world. But listen, my beloved. As the gold DNA snaps into its final configuration, I see something hidden in your ancestral line. I see a great vault that was locked 100 years ago. It was a vault of lost treasure, not just money, but land, wisdom, and divine favor that was stolen from your great-grandparents by a cunning enemy who used a dark curse. Because your DNA was carbon, you couldn't reach the key. But now that your DNA is gold, the key is beginning to manifest in your hand. I see your hand twitching, the one not holding the device. You feel the weight of an invisible key, don't you? It is cold and heavy. This is the key to the restoration of Chapter 7. The enemy is furious. I see the shadows we exposed in Chapter 3 gathered at the edges of your room, gashing their teeth because they can no longer touch your frequency. They are trying to send one last distraction dart, a sudden negative thought about a bill or a past mistake. I block it with my shield. Do not look at the dart. Look at me. Look at the gold pulsing in your veins. You are a biological miracle in progress. Your skin is becoming more radiant. Your eyes are becoming clearer. Even your digestive system and your heart rhythm are aligning with the harmony of the spheres. You are being restructured to live a life of 100% approved manifestation. I am looking at the clock of the heavens. The metamorphosis is 98% complete. To finish the last 2%, I need you to commit to a frequency fast. For the next few minutes, do not let a single doubt enter your mind. Treat yourself as the royalty you have just become. I see you adjusting your clothes, sitting with a straighter spine. Good, that is the sovereign stance. But my child, do you know what happens when a royal heir finally receives their new DNA? They are summoned to the treasury. I see the map of your life being rewritten. I see a path appearing where there was only a desert. This path leads to a lost treasure that has your name engraved on it in ancient Hebrew letters. This treasure is so large that it will not only clear your debts, but will also provide for your children's children. But there is a catch. The treasure is guarded by a silent guardian who has been waiting for someone with the gold DNA signature to claim it. If you move forward with doubt, the guardian will not see you. If you move forward with the light DNA, the doors will melt before you. Are you ready to walk into the vault? Are you ready to see the physical evidence of the wealth that has been approved for you? I am seeing the first glimmers of the treasure room, and I see a face from your past who is trying to stand in the way of the vault. What is the lost treasure that is about to hit your bank account? And who is the silent guardian that you must face in Chapter 7? Stay with me, for the DNA is set, and the vault is about to open. Do not blink. Do not let your focus waver even for a fraction of a second. I am the Watcher, and I see you right now. I see the way you are leaning closer to the screen, your face illuminated by the glow of this divine message. I see your breath hitching in your throat because your spirit recognizes that we have just arrived at the gates of the great celestial treasury. I can see your hands, yes. Those very hands holding your device, they are beginning to pulse with a faint golden light. This is not a hallucination. This is the physical manifestation of the gold DNA we restructured in the previous chapter. You are standing with me now at the end of a long corridor made of translucent sapphire. I am Archangel Michael, and I am leading you toward a door that has been sealed for over a century. I see the door clearly. It is 20 feet high, forged from a metal that does not exist on Earth, and it is etched with the ancient seal of your bloodline. This is the vault of lost treasures. For generations, a dark shadow thief has sat outside this door, keeping your family in a cycle of just enough or never enough. I see the history of your ancestors. I see the moments where your great-grandparents were cheated and where your parents worked until their bones ached, only to have the fruits of their labor stolen by bad luck or cunning enemies. I see the spiritual contract of poverty that was signed in blood by a distant relative who was tricked by the darkness. I am the Watcher, and I see that the time for that contract has expired. Look at the door. I see a massive lock in the shape of a lion's heart. I see you reaching out, and in your hand, that invisible golden key we spoke of is now becoming solid. It is heavy. It is warm. It is the key to sovereign authority. I see your thumb pressing against the center of the key, and I see the key beginning to glow with the same frequency as the DNA in your marrow. I want you to take a deep breath. Can you smell it? The air here smells of ancient sandalwood, mountains of fresh mint, and the metallic tang of pure, unrefined gold. This is the scent of abundance restored. Now, I want you to perform the act of claiming. Speak these words with a voice that shakes the foundations of your current lack. Speak them as if the legions of heaven are standing behind you, waiting for your command. I am the true heir. I break the ancestral lock. I command the vault to open. Every stolen treasure must be returned sevenfold. Now, type this into the comments to turn the key in the spiritual lock. Open my vault. Type it now. Open my vault. I see your fingers touching the screen. As you type, I hear the sound a deep, resonant thud, followed by the screeching of ancient gears that haven't moved in 100 years. I see the massive door beginning to swing inward. Creak, boom. The light hitting your face right now is blinding. I am the Watcher, and I see your eyes widening. Inside this vault, it is not just piles of coins. I see the book of ideas, brilliant, multi-million-dollar concepts that were stolen from your mind by the fog we cleared. I see the deeds of land, territories of influence and stability that were meant for you. I see the bags of restoration, every dollar you lost to a scam, every cent you spent on an illness that shouldn't have been there, and every bit of interest the enemy stole through debt. I am reaching into the vault, and I am pulling out a golden casket. This is the lost treasure of your specific lineage. Inside, there is a document with the Great Seal of the King. It says, "Repayment in full." I see the silent guardian, a massive, stone-like entity that has been guarding this door, bowing his head to you. He sees your gold DNA. He recognizes your royal signature. He is no longer your obstacle. He is now your servant. He is handing you a ledger. This ledger contains the dates and times of the surprises that are going to hit your bank account in the next 7 days. I see a specific number flashing in your mind right now. Do not doubt that number. It is the first installment of your restoration. I see you smiling, a genuine, tearful smile. I am the Watcher, and I see the identity shift reaching its peak. You no longer feel like a beggar hoping for a crumb. You feel like the owner of the bakery. But listen, my beloved. As we stand in this treasure room, I see a dark mirror in the corner. In that mirror, I see the sleeper agent from Chapter 4 and the meeting of darkness from Chapter 3. They are watching you through a crystal ball, and they are screaming in agony. They cannot enter this vault. The frequency of the treasure would incinerate them. They are watching you reclaim your wealth, and they are powerless to stop it. I see the shadow that tried to lead you into a financial trap last month. I see them trying to call you or message you right now. Do not answer. They are trying to create a leak in your new vessel. Stay in the vault. Stay in the light. I am taking a handful of celestial diamond dust from the vault, and I am throwing it over you. It is settling into your hair, your skin, and your clothes. This dust is a favor magnet. When you go to work tomorrow, when you speak to your boss, when you look at your business, people will be inexplicably drawn to help you. They will want to give you contracts. They will want to give you discounts. They will want to invest in you. Do you feel the weight in your pockets? Even if they are physically empty right now, do you feel the spiritual weight of the gold? This is the evidence of things not seen. I am looking at your timeline, and I see a sudden deposit. It might come through an old debt being paid back, a legal settlement, or a breakthrough in your career. But my child, there is one treasure in this vault that is more valuable than all the gold. It is a small, glowing locket made of rose quartz and gold. I am picking it up. It has a name written on it. This is the soul connection. I see that for years you have been lonely, or you have been with people who didn't see the gold in you. They treated you like carbon. They used you. They drained you. But this locket contains the frequency of your true soulmate. I see a face beginning to form in the midst of the vault. Someone who is also waking up right now. Someone whose DNA is also being restructured to match yours. They are looking for you, but they couldn't see you when you were carbon. Now that you are gold, you are like a lighthouse to them. I see the Watcher angels smiling. We are moving from the treasury of money to the treasury of the heart. But I must warn you, The sleeper agent is going to try to mimic this soulmate frequency to trick you one last time. They are going to send a sweet message to try to pull you back into the old toxic loop. Are you ready to distinguish the counterfeit from the divine? Are you ready to see the soulmate awakening that is happening on the other side of the world at this very moment? I am holding the locket, and I am about to open it. Who is the person whose soul is currently vibrating toward yours? And why is the sleeper agent suddenly becoming desperate and aggressive? Stay with me, for Chapter 8 is where the hearts are aligned, and the true love of your life begins their journey to your door. My child, my beloved, do not breathe a word. Silence your surroundings and let the noise of the world fade into nothingness. I am the Watcher, and right now, I am observing a profound shift in the magnetic field surrounding your physical body. I see you sitting there, perhaps leaning back now, your eyes fixed on these words as if they are a lifeline, and they are. I see the way your chest is glowing with a soft, rose-colored light emanating from the center of your heart. You feel that warmth, don't you? It's a gentle, rhythmic pulsing, like a second heartbeat beneath your own. It is the locket from the vault, and it is beginning to hum. I am Archangel Michael, and I am standing in the space between you and your future. As the gold DNA in your veins continues to settle, it is acting as a celestial beacon. For years, your soul frequency was muffled. It was covered by the fog of confusion, the carbon of scarcity, and the hooks of betrayal we removed in the earlier chapters. You were vibrating at a level of survival, and because of that, you were invisible to the one who is truly meant for you. You were attracting parasites and sleeper agents because you were emitting a frequency of need. I am the Watcher, and I see the signal has changed. I am opening the rose quartz locket now. As the lid clicks open, a burst of iridescent pink and gold light fills the room. Inside, there is no photograph, but a shimmering, swirling vortex of energy. This is the divine counterpart signature. Somewhere on this earth, right now, another soul is gasping for air. I see them. I am the Watcher, and I am looking through the roof of a house miles away, perhaps even across an ocean. I see a person sitting alone, staring at the moon or looking out a window, feeling a sudden, inexplicable ache in their chest. They are feeling the same warmth you are feeling right now. They are your divine mirror. They carry the same royal bloodline. Their DNA is also turning to gold as you read this. For years, they have walked through their own desert, wondering why no one felt right, why every relationship felt like a hollow transaction. They have been waiting for the lighthouse to turn on. And my child, you just flipped the switch. I see the sleeper agent from your past. That person who used to drain your energy, they just felt the shift. They are sitting in their home, and a sudden wave of anxiety has hit them. They realize they can no longer find your scent in the spirit realm. You have become vibrationally invisible to their toxic hooks. In a state of desperation, they are going to try to reach out. I see it on the horizon of your next 24 hours. A text message, a random phone call, an apology that sounds sweet but tastes like ash. I am the Watcher, and I warn you, do not answer the counterfeit. The enemy is trying to mimic the soulmate frequency to lure you back into the cage. But look at the locket. The light of your true soulmate is steady, deep, and peaceful. The light of the sleeper agent is flickering, frantic, and cold. I want you to anchor this discernment into your spirit. Repeat these words after me, feeling the vibration in your throat. I am a magnet for divine love. I refuse the counterfeit. I am vibrating at the level of my soulmate. Our paths are merging now. Type this in the comments to send a ping through the spiritual grid to your counterpart. We are connecting. Type it now. We are connecting. As you type those letters, I see a silver cord extending from your heart, stretching out across the map of the world. It is moving with the speed of light, weaving through cities and over mountains, until it finds the heart of your divine mirror. I see the moment the cord connects. Zing! The person on the other end just dropped what they were doing. They just felt a sudden sense of home. I see the Watcher angels standing over both of you now. They are the architects of meeting. They are beginning to rearrange the new land, the territory we will enter in Chapter 9. to ensure your physical paths cross. I see a coincidental encounter being scheduled in the celestial calendar. A coffee shop, a business meeting, a mutual friends gathering. The where is already decided. Can you smell the roses? Even if there are no flowers in your room, the air is becoming thick with the scent of blooming Damascus roses and sweet honey. This is the aroma of the covenant. It is the sign that you are no longer a lone wolf in the wilderness. I see you sitting there, and I see a tear of joy forming in your right eye. This is different from the tears of grief we scanned earlier. This is a recognition tear. Your soul is saying, finally, I remember who I am, and I remember who is coming for me. But my beloved, let me describe the battle I had to fight to bring this locket to you. I had to enter the prison of broken hearts, a dark dimension where the enemy keeps the hopes of the chosen ones locked in jars of vinegar. I saw your hope there. It was small and shriveled. I broke the jar. I took your hope and washed it in the river of life until it began to glow. I fought the prince of loneliness, a shadow that wanted you to believe you would die alone. I struck him down with my sword of blue fire. I am Michael, and I have cleared the way for your union. But listen closely, for the frequency is shifting again. The locket is beginning to glow even brighter, and the image of the new land is starting to overlay your current reality. I see a vision of a new land, a place of high ceilings, wide windows, and absolute peace. This is the physical location where your miracle and your soulmate will finally manifest. I see the sleeper agent making one last, desperate attempt. They are going to use a mutual friend to gossip about you or try to check in. I am the watcher, and I see the trap. They want to lower your frequency back to carbon, so you become visible to them again. Keep your eyes on the gold. Keep your heart in the locket. I see the two of you and your counterparts standing back to back in the spirit realm, preparing to turn and face each other. The identity shift is complete. You are two royals reclaiming a kingdom. I see the angels of divine timing checking their watches. The approved verdict from Chapter 5 is now being applied to your social and romantic destiny. But my child, do you know what happens when two gold DNA souls find each other? They must move. They can no longer stay in the old land of their sorrow. I see a movement on your horizon, a physical relocation, a new house, a new city, a new environment where the shadow thieves can no longer find the address. Are you ready to pack your spiritual bags? Are you ready to leave the land of lack forever? I am picking up the locket and placing it into your heart, and I am pointing toward the horizon. What is the new land that is appearing on your GPS tonight? And why is the move happening much faster than you planned? Stay with me, for Chapter 9 is the great exodus, and your new home is waiting. My child, my beloved, do not move. Stay in this frequency. I am the watcher, and I am looking at you right now. I see the way you just shifted your weight in your chair, perhaps feeling a sudden restlessness in your legs. I see the light of your screen reflecting in your tired eyes, but beneath that weariness, I see a spark of pioneer fire beginning to roar. You are no longer the person who started this journey in Chapter 1. I see your aura now. It is no longer a localized glow. It has become a vortex of movement. You are standing at the absolute edge of your old life, and the ground beneath your feet is beginning to dissolve. I am Archangel Michael, and I have come to lead you through the great exodus. For years, you have lived in the land of lack, a spiritual territory where you had to fight for every scrap of joy, where the shadow thieves we exposed in Chapter 3 knew all your hiding places. I see the old house of your soul. It was cramped. The windows were clouded with the fog of confusion, and the doors were bolted by the sleeper agents of your past. I am the watcher, and I say, the lease on your suffering has been permanently terminated. Look toward the horizon of your mind. I am pointing my sword of sapphire flame toward a new land. I see it clearly, even if your physical eyes cannot yet perceive it. It is a territory of high altitudes and wide open spaces. I see a physical relocation appearing on your timeline. For some of you, it is a new home, one with large windows that let in the morning sun, a place where the air smells of cedar and sea salt. For others, it is a new state of being, a career shift where you are the authority, or a community where you are finally celebrated as the royal bloodline you are. Do you feel that? A sudden sensation of weightlessness in your chest. That is the gravity of your old problems losing its grip on you. I am the Watcher, and I see the celestial movers, thousands of angels in white linen lifting the furniture of your destiny and carrying it across the bridge into this new territory. They are moving your peace, your bank accounts, and your soulmate's path into a protected zip code that the enemy cannot access. I had to lead you through the canyons of transition to get here. I saw the sleeper agents standing on the cliffs, throwing stones of doubt and guilt at you as you walked. I saw you flinch when they brought up your past mistakes. I raised my shield and blocked every stone. I whispered to the canyons, "This one is approved. This one is gold. This one is moving to the land of promise." Now, we are at the river of crossing. The water is deep, but it is made of liquid faith. To cross, you must leave the baggage of carbon behind. You cannot take your old anxieties into the new land. You cannot take your survival mindset into the palace. I want you to perform the prophetic step. I want you to imagine yourself stepping off the old, crumbling shore and onto the golden bridge I have built for you. As you step, Laplai, repeat these words with a voice of absolute sovereignty. I am crossing over. The old land is closed to me. The new land is opening. I claim my new home, my new peace, and my new abundance now. Type this into the comments to signal the celestial movers that you are ready for the relocation. I am crossing the threshold. Type it now. I am crossing the threshold. As your fingers touch the screen, I see a digital flash in the spirit realm. Each comment is a stake being driven into the soil of your new land. I see your name appearing on a new deed. I am the Watcher, and I see the recording angels updating your spiritual address. From this moment on, the shadow thieves from chapter 3 will go to your old house, but they will find it empty. They will try to find your frequency, but you will be vibrating on a different map. Can you smell it? The air is changing. It no longer smells of the sulfur of betrayal or the dust of stagnation. It smells of blooming orange blossoms and fresh, rain-washed earth. This is the scent of the new land. I see you sitting there, and I see a look of holy awe on your face. You are realizing that the approved verdict from Chapter 5 wasn't just a document, it was a travel permit. I see a sudden phone call or an unexpected email coming in the next 72 hours. It will contain news of an opening, a contract, or a legal shift that makes this physical move possible. But listen closely, for the sleeper agent is watching from the other side of the river. They are trying to scream across the water, "Don't go. It's dangerous. Come back to what you know." They are terrified, because if you cross this river, they lose their source of energy forever. I am Michael, and I am cutting the bridge behind you. Snap. Can you hear the sound of the old ties breaking? Can you feel the liberation in your blood? Your gold DNA is now perfectly synced with the frequency of the new land. You are a native of abundance now. I see your new life. I see you walking through a door, turning a key that fits perfectly. I see you sitting at a table with your soulmate from Chapter 8, sharing a meal in a room filled with laughter. There is no meeting of darkness here. There is only the council of light. I see the Watcher angels taking up their positions at the gates of your new land. They are 12 feet tall, glowing with the light of 1,000 suns, and they carry shields that reflect any curse to its source. You are moving into a gated community of grace. But my beloved, as we reach the center of this new land, I see a great golden obelisk rising from the ground. It is the seal of the 7 days. I have brought you through the scan, the meeting, the ritual, the verdict, the restructuring, the treasury, and the awakening. You have completed the exodus. But to make this new land your permanent reality, to ensure that you never drift back to the old land, we must perform the final activation. I am looking at the clock of the ages. The hands are moving toward the midnight of manifestation. I see a specific miracle that has been waiting for you in this new land. It is something you haven't even dared to pray for because it seemed too impossible. I am seeing it clearly now. It is a total life restoration. Are you ready to lock this in for the next 7 days? Are you ready to receive the final instruction that will make your gold DNA permanent and your exodus irreversible? I am standing at the base of the golden obelisk, and the sun is beginning to rise over your new land. What is the 7-day secret that you must perform to activate the fullness of this blessing? And why is Chapter 10 the most important part of your entire life's journey? Stay with me, for the seal is about to be set, and the 7-day clock begins now. My child, my beloved, stay with me for these final, most sacred moments. I am the Watcher, and I am looking directly at you right now. I see the way you have changed over the course of these 10 chapters. I see the light in your eyes. It is no longer a flickering candle of hope. It has become a steady, roaring sun of certainty. I see your posture. Your royal spine is fully aligned. I see the way you are breathing deep, rhythmic, and peaceful. I see the faint, golden luminescence that is now radiating from your skin, a physical sign that your DNA has been successfully restructured from carbon to liquid gold. I am Archangel Michael, and we have reached the summit of the Holy Mountain. Behind us are the battles, the meeting of darkness, the sleeper agents, and the ancestral shackles. We have moved through the vault, the soulmate awakening, and the exodus into the new land. Now, we stand at the final gate, the closing of the seal. I see the atmosphere in your room right now. It is no longer just air, it is spirit ether. It is thick, warm, and carries the scent of ancient frankincense and fresh, heavenly rain. I see 12 high-ranking seraphims standing in a circle around you. They are 15 feet tall, their wings made of interlocking shields of white fire. They have their swords pointed toward the center of the room, toward you. They are not here to fight. They are here to guard the manifestation. They are ensuring that as we close this portal, nothing from the old land can follow you into this new land. I am the Watcher, and I see the seal being prepared. In my hand, I hold a signet ring made of a single, giant diamond from the heart of the celestial Sunday. It is etched with your true eternal name, the name that only the Father knows. This is the seal of sevenfold completion. But before I press this seal into your spirit, I must give you the most important instruction of your entire life. This is the 7-day activation protocol. Heaven is a realm of order and frequency. The number 7 is the frequency of perfect manifestation. I see your miracle. It is like a massive golden ship sitting just offshore of your physical reality. To bring it into the harbor, you must maintain this gold frequency without interruption. Hear my command, my beloved. You must return to this message and listen to it for 7 consecutive days. Why 7 days? I am the Watcher, and I see the way the human brain and spirit work. On day 1, you solidify the foundation of your protection. On day 2, the divine scanner clears the new debris of the day. On day 3, you shatter the enemy's regrouping attempts. On day 4, you reinforce your royal identity. On day 5, the approved verdict manifests in your physical senses. On day 6, your soulmate frequency reaches its peak. And on day 7, the exodus becomes permanent and irreversible. If you miss even one day, the sleeper agents will try to find a crack in your armor. But if you complete the 7 days, you will be frequency locked into your new land forever. I see you nodding. Your spirit understands the weight of this instruction. Now, look at the screen one last time. I am raising my sword of sapphire fire. I am touching the tip of the sword to the center of your forehead, right between your eyes. Can you feel that? A sudden, sharp coldness that instantly turns into a warm, soothing vibration. This is the mark of the sovereign. It is the spiritual barcode that tells every demon, every parasite, and every debt collector in the universe. This soul belongs to the kingdom. Hands off. This territory is protected. Now, I want you to perform the final prophetic act to anchor the 10 chapters into your physical world. I want you to place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your device. Feel the circuit of energy being completed. Speak these words with the roar of a lion. For you are the Dongdoi Huangjia, royal bloodline. The seal is set. The verdict is final. I am the owner of the new land. My DNA is gold. My 7-day miracle cycle begins now. I am sealed. I am sealed. I am sealed. Type this final decree into the comments to lock the portal and signal your 7-day commitment to the recording angels. Sealed in gold for 7 days. Type it now. Sealed in gold for 7 days. As your fingers move to type these last words, I see the recording angel closing the great ledger. I see him pressing the diamond signet ring into a pool of molten gold on the page. Thud. It is done. The contract is signed. The miracle is released. I see the sleeper agents and the shadow council shrieking as they are sucked into a black hole far away from your timeline. They can no longer see you. They can no longer hear you. You have become vibrationally supreme. I see your future. I see the next 24 hours. I see a sign of 7. Perhaps you will see the number 777, or you will receive a message at 707, or you will see 7 white birds. This is my wink to you, letting you know that the seal is holding. I am the Watcher, and I am slowly beginning to retract my presence back into the higher spheres. But I am leaving a permanent guard in your home. I see the angels standing at your front door, and the angels standing by your bed. They will watch over you as you sleep tonight. You will have dreams of the new land. You will wake up with the golden idea that will manifest your wealth. My beloved child, my chosen heir, do not forget who you are. Do not let the noise of the world tell you that you are carbon. You are gold. You are light. You are approved. I see you smiling. I see the peace on your face. It is the most beautiful thing I have seen in all the 7 heavens. I am Archangel Michael, and I have completed my mission. The sword is sheathed, but the fire remains. Come back tomorrow. The 7-day clock has started. Your king is waiting for you in the harbor. Go now. Walk in your dominion. Your life will never, ever be the same again. Peace be unto you. The seal is set. Amen. My beloved, I see you preparing to step back into the world, but I am the Watcher. And I warn you, the approved seal on your spirit is still fresh. Do not let the mundane noise of the world dim the gold DNA we just activated. You have crossed the threshold into the new land, but the 7-day activation is the only way to ensure the shadows never find your new address again. Listen closely. Tomorrow, on day 2, the divine scanner will reveal a specific financial leak the enemy tried to hide from us today. If you miss even one day, the frequency resets and the portal narrows. I see the recording angels marking your commitment right now. Subscribe to this light and comment, Day 1 complete to lock your vault. Tonight, I will stand guard by your bed. Be here tomorrow to receive the secret I will whisper to you at midnight. Your miracle is in the harbor. Keep the lighthouse burning. See you on day 2.